Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial by Zebra Code. In this C programming language with SQLIte database video, we are going to learn how to update a database table and how to delete data from a database table. This video will be based on the code from the last video that we did on this series. In the process of doing this video, we will connect to a database, we will view data in a database table, we will update data in a database table, and finally, we will delete data in a database table. This video will conclude the CRUD operations that we are going to be doing in this C programming language with SQLIte database. Now, I will open the previous code in Sublime Text. This is the file that we used in my previous video. Let me scroll up. Before we run any code, let's run this file to see the result. It is same as the one we did before in my last video. Now to run it, I will enter here gcc space -o. Now the name of the executable file that we are going to get, that will be student info space. Now the name of the file we are going to run, let me move this one downwards a little bit so that we can see it. It is data record.c. Now hit enter. Great, it was compiled successfully. Now let's run it. Student info. Hit enter. Great, it was run successfully. This is the result from that C file. Database was opened successfully, and this is the record that we have in it. Everything was printed from our database table. Before we start updating and deleting files, let's print out a single record from our database table. To do that, I will minimize this. I'm going to scroll down. This is where we create our SQL query and execute it. So to print out a single student data from our database table, we can run our query here as well. So I am going to comment this one out. Okay, now I will leave a comment here. Select a specific student from database. I will say here char. I'll be a pointer mydb underscore self-select equals select start from. The name of our database is degree students. Where we select it by first name, where first name equal Musa. Semicolon. That is, select from degree students, that's the name of our database table, where first name equals Musa. We have that name in our database table. Let me confirm that to you again. We have that name. We have a student here called Musa, first name. So that's the name we are going to select. Minimize this. Once again, the query is Select from students where first name equals Musa. Now let's execute the query. I will leave a comment here. Execute the query. It's the same command here. I can copy it, but let's just type it up so that we know exactly what we are doing. Con equal SQLITE 3 underscore exec. When are we executing? That will be db, comma, and the name of our variable is my db underscore cell, which is for select, comma, callback, comma, open bracket, closing bracket, void, asterisk, record, comma, and the last one here is the reference to the error message. Semicolon. Save it. Now let's compile and run our code again. Let's compile it. Great. It was compiled successfully. Now let's run it. Student info. Hit enter. Exactly. It was printed successfully. Now we have this student. The record for this student was printed. First name Musa, last name Ibrahim. So this is how you print out the name of a single entry in a database. Minimize this. Now I am going to comment this one out. This time, let's modify our database. We can change the name of a particular student. I will first leave a comment here. Let's update our database table. I will create a variable here, char SQL underscore. I will name it my update equals update degree students. I'll say here set first name equals single quote Ivanka, where last name equals single quote Ibrahim, semicolon. Save it. So what this SQL query will do will be update degree students, set first name equals Ivanka, where last name equals Ibrahim. Now I will leave another comment here. Execute the query. So let's execute this very query that we have created here. That will be con equals SQLITE 3 underscore exec db comma. Actually, there is a typo here. This should be SQL. That's better. Okay, now let's call that variable SQL update, comma, callback, comma, opening bracket, closing bracket, void, asterisk, record, comma, ampersand, error message, semicolon. Save it. Okay, now we have created a variable here to update our database table. We have executed that SQL query. This time around, let's print out the data from our database table. To do that, we can run this query here, or we can just type it up. Let's type it up again. Say, I'll leave a comment here. Select data from database table. I'll be char my db underscore cell, which is for select, equals double quotes, select from degree students. This will print out everything, semicolon. Now let's execute that. We'll leave a comment here. Execute the select query. Will be con equals SQLITE 3 underscore exec db, comma, my db cell, comma, callback, comma, opening bracket, closing bracket, void, asterisk, record, comma, ampersand, error message, semicolon. This should be a pointer as well. Okay, there was a typo there. So here we have another variable, my db underscore cell, which is to select everything from the database table. Now we are executing this my db underscore cell variable. Let's save it, compile our code and run it again. We run here the last two commands. The first one is for compiling it. Great, that was compiled successfully. Now let's run it. Student info, hit enter. Great, everything was run successfully. Now let's look out for that student record, which is for Ibrahim. Exactly. Now we have for this student, first name Ivanka. Before it was Musa Ibrahim. Now it is Ivanka Ibrahim, because we have updated our database table. Now I am going to comment this code out. I don't want to delete it. Like I said earlier, I will put it in the description area of this video so you can access it. Now let's delete data from our database table. I will leave a comment here. Delete data from table. To do that, I will create a variable here, char SQL underscore del, that's for delete, equals delete from degree students, where first name equals, let's look at our database table, Bob. Okay, let's delete Bob from our database table. Semicolon. Now execute the query. Con equals SQLITE 3. Con equals SQLITE 3 exec db, comma, SQL underscore there, comma, callback, comma, opening bracket, closing bracket, void, asterisk, record, comma, ERR underscore MSG, which is for error message, semicolon. Now before we go further, let me quickly explain everything here. Here we have a variable. Oh, this variable should be a pointer. That was an error there. Now we have a variable SQL underscore there, which is going to run this SQL command, and here we are executing the variable. So to run our code, we can type it up here or copy the same command here and execute it, because it is the same command that we have been using. I will copy it and paste it here and save it. Now let's save and run our code again. Move this one up. Now let's save and run our code again. Great, it was run successfully. Now let's run the file. Student info, hit enter. Great, it was run successfully. And now let's look for that student, Bob. Bob is not in our database table anymore because we have deleted it. So we have successfully deleted Bob from our database table. That student is not in our database table anymore. So in this tutorial, we learned how to search for a single entry in a database. We learned how to update the database table, and we also learned how to delete an entry from a database table. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. See you in my next video. Bye for now.